So all these laws usually they scary people. It's kind of psychological effect, and also a direct effect. The direct effect means somebody who wanted to buy a property, for example. I have some guys that they wanted to buy, they were qualified for 2.2 millions before they raised the rates. Now they can afford probably 1.8, 1.9. So went down $300,000.
Oh, wow.
In 1 month. They moved to Costa Rica, they moved to Mexico, they moved to Florida, they moved to Central America, or they moved to Europe, Spain, England, or even in our former country, Romania. But now with the war in Ukraine, a little bit, they shifted a little bit, and they waiting to see what's going on there.
Happening,
because they're afraid that the next move will be Romania. So
let's hope it's
hopefully not. But So it's a very complex situation.
It is exactly, yeah. So now, because we all know the bank changed the rates.
Yes.
Can we talk a little bit, if you can expand a little bit, like give us a little bit of how we should understand the change and how affects people who wants to buy and people who already have a mortgage.
Yes.
If they're affected by the new.
So the banks
rates.
they raised in the beginning, in I think 8th of March was the first hike. On that point they raised with 0.5, but they raised just the fixed mortgages for 5 years for a certain term. So there were for fixed mortgages. Now I understood that they raised prime also, which prime, raising the prime means raising the variable mortgages. So the government basically what is doing now is trying to fulfill their electoral promise. Like a few years ago, they said that they have to make the homes more affordable. But the truth is, during Trudeau government, the prices they almost double. So, and they tried to keep this under control, but I don't think they fixed the root of the problem. I think they try to do different things, and I think it's working for a period of time. For example, for 6 months or for 1 year maybe, the prices will be going down for a while, and then maybe it will be a plateau, and then after 1 year, because it's a lack of inventory in Ontario, probably about 1.5 million. This is the main reason. It's a lack of supply.
Yes,
this is the main reason.
Yes, that's why the prices are very high.
And they banned the foreign investments for the first 2 years. Let's say a foreign guy that is coming Canada, they cannot buy for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
So all these laws usually they scary people. It's kind of psychological effect, and also a direct effect. The direct effect means somebody who wanted to buy a property, for example. I have some guys that they wanted to buy, they were qualified for 2.2 millions before they raised the rates. Now they can afford probably 1.8, 1.9. So went down $300,000.
Oh, wow.
In 1 month.
In just one month.
So the people, they are scared on one side, but also they really, their power of getting a mortgage is much lower than 1 month before. So it's a combination.
It is.
And as I said, this one, the government tried to do something, but until they don't build enough units for the new immigrants that are coming, will be back. So probably, the prices are going up again in the next year or so.
So what is the market right now? Because we all know winter was crazy. Like people would pay for a property like Like
Yeah, it was
never,
too crazy.
like never,
Yeah.
honestly, like
So just in the last year, from January 2020 and January 2021, the prices in GTA, in southern Ontario, let's say in Ontario, they raised with 30%, which is unlawful. Like
It's too much.
It's too
Yeah,
much.
I think it's- yeah,
was
I
too
think
much.
it's too much.
And then what happened was in January, February, there was a lack of supply. So there were few properties on the market, and everything, all the, doesn't matter what kind of house you put it, you got a good price. But now everybody was, was waiting for the spring to come.
I guess so.
And they said, okay, in the spring, let's put it on the market. Now it's full of inventory. So suddenly, we have more, more inventory than demand. And on the other hand, the people, as I said, are very afraid because they raise the rates very quickly, and they still want to raise in the next couple of months.
oh wow.
So whoever wants to sell, even now, even if it's not the peak
It's
was
still-
in June,
it's still good.
it's still good.
It's still good.
If
yeah.
they wait another 1 or 2 months, then it will be the lower and lower and lower. I don't know where we'll go. Some they say some special, like I saw an article in last 2 weeks, I think, in Bloomberg, I think. They said that they predict a decrease in prices between 23% and 40%. Which for me it's it's a big number, 40%.
It is.
But 30% they raised just in the last year. So probably because that was
kind
an
of
artificial back.
Yeah.
It's going to let's say 2020 levels.
Yes, kind
So
of. Yeah.
if they go lower at 2020 levels, still there were high levels even in 2020. But the people, they have to to rethink and to adjust. This is the problem.
I know.
Because you see, I sold for much for the best
because
prices.
you'll be disappointed, right? You're expecting to sell your property for
Yeah, so I had an
that
example.
much, and then
I had an example like last week. So when I met this client, I sold a property in Ajax for an amazing price. It was a bungalow with a ravine. I sold it for 1.565 million in February, and was a record-breaking price. So the best sold price was 1.3. So I got 256,000 more than anybody else on the street. One neighbor called me and said, "No, what? I want to sell my house." So I met with them on that point. He signed right away an agreement with me. He never knew me, but he was impressed with what I was doing. So he signed a contract on that point, and I said, "Okay, your house, it's about 1.5." And then what happened was during the renovations, the renovation took like 6 weeks, too much I think, but anyway, and the market shifts. And so what happened now, I told the guy, I said, you know what, now it's not 1.5 anymore, probably it's 1.4. So I got 1.4 for him, I got 15 offers. He didn't want to sell. He said, "No, I still need 1.5."
Because
is that mentality? So he was fixed on 1.5.
Yeah.
So anyway, he paid my marketing fee and everything, so I didn't lose any money there. But I told him, I said, "Mister, you're supposed to sell it now if you want to retire, because if you wait another 1 or 2 years, probably will not be the same. I don't know.
Yeah.
At least in 1 year for sure. Maybe if you stay much more, maybe, but not in 1 year." So now he's staying in his house. He said, "No, I will call you back."
Maybe he loved the house because he
Yeah,
did, if
he lost a good opportunity,
You know what I
yes.
mean? I know, but if he had like a lot of work on the house, like upgrading,
Oh yeah, we spend.
like in marriage, you are falling in love again.
Yes, so but, I said things happen.
Can happen, right?
Yeah. But you have to, like a seller now, you have to adjust your expectations.
I think so. Yeah.
And if you do that, you're still a winner. Because so many people, they want to leave the country, they want to probably to downsize, to stay here, but to buy a property in Florida or in Arizona or something in South, something Costa Rica, Mexico, whatever, Spain. But they have to stay to have a house here, a small house. I said, no problem, we can. Property,
yes.
which is good, because they can stay here 6 months and 6 months overseas. So now is the time to, if you want to downsize in a short period of time, if you're thinking to leave for another 10, 20 years, then it's not a rush. You can stay in your home.
Absolutely,
no problem.
yeah. So it depends on the situation.
On the objective, on the situation.
But I think if the prices drops, it's the market for people who are actually selling and then buying, because somebody
Yeah,
Somebody will buy, right?
Yeah, so if they
not
buy and
everybody
sell,
is moving out.
so
of-
if they buy and sell, it doesn't matter
Exactly.
if the market is going and up, because let's say if it's going
I know.
down, you buy much cheaper
Yeah.
and then you sell a
yeah.
little
So
bit
it's
cheaper.
for the people
So
who are
it's,
actually staying in Canada,
yeah.
selling and buying.
Yeah.
Yes, if you wanna go out of Canada or
Then it's
out of
important
province,
to-
it's different.
it's simply
Yes,
different.
because you wanna sell it for
The maximum
the
possible.
maximum you can. Yeah, but if you want just change your house and sell and buy something else, I think it's still it's still interesting to do it. So.
Yeah.
No, that's actually great. And because you mentioned about talking, and I know you are trying to avoid not to give a price. And I know people once, so how much I'm taking on this house? But I know you're trying to avoid
I
this.
try to avoid this. I try to
For a
explain
reason.
people. Yeah, for a reason.
For a reason, because people are like, oh, but you said, but I can't give you the guarantee. It's
Yeah.
based on today's
It's
market.
in today's market. It's like
Absolutely,
a snapshot.
yes.
So all the time I say to people,
Yeah.
sometimes I got calls and say, Marius, I saw that you sell my neighbor's house. It's for amazing
Mm-hmm.
price. I want to sell my house in the next couple of months. Can you come and give me like a quotation?
Oh,
and I said to them, if you're not ready yet, it doesn't make any sense. Because you know what is today is not is not the same price 1 month from now, so who thought like 1 month before, let's say
Absolutely.
in end of February, beginning of March, who are thinking that the government is raising 1% the interest rate? Nobody.